It's been a wonderful 3 days event, trying to bridge gaps and also to bring different change makers on board. Let me start by thanking the United Nations office in Geneva, Palais des Nations, and the staff of the NGO committee. I also would like to express our sincere appreciation to His Excellency Ambassador Abiodun Adejola for the diplomatic support he rendered to our group. We've had wonderful exchanges in the past 3 days, trying to bring people together, change makers together, who will go back with the information and knowledge that they've gotten from the workshop to take it back to their different community projects and make positive impact. The title of the conference was in the Collaborative Leadership and Sustainable Development Goals, and we're able to unpack the different sustainable development goals and to relate it to the different work we do. At the beginning of the conference, participants really expressed the desire to learn more about sustainable development goals, and this we were able to achieve within the 3 days. We also touched on management and governance of non-governmental organizations. Coming to an end now, we hope to take this further back to our communities. We hope to in future expand this project. Achieving the Sustainable Development Goals is no small feat. In as much as 2030 is just around the corner, we still want to race to do as much as we can. There's also Agenda 2063, so it's not just about the Sustainable Development Goals. We also are working towards achieving the African Union Agenda 2063, Agenda 2063. So we will continue to work with different partners and stakeholders, bringing them here to Geneva, which is the seat of the home of human rights and the seat of the Human Rights Council, whereby people will learn all the tenets and the principles of human rights, sustainable development, and tie them together and use it to further their work. I would like to also take this opportunity to thank the different participants for their lively engagement. I'm sure they have taken back with them a huge amount of knowledge and skills. I look forward to working with them again in future and to see how much we can, strengthen the partnerships and collaborations that were established during these 3 days.
Today is a good day for me to interface with our delegation from Nigeria with respect to what they have come to do. I love the theme, bridging development gaps, and there is the need for us to put in more efforts in bridging those areas we feel the gaps to be bridged. For instance, you will recall a couple of issues that came up in the briefing with respect to how do we approach those goals, and that it's not a matter of one goal is important to me, these goals are not important, that they're all intertwined. And also, how do we relate to those goals at the level of individuals, even corporate bodies, and not to leave everything entirely to the government, that whatever our hands finds to do, let's ensure that we get those things done. And it is in that respect that I feel I was quite thrilled having a very listening audience, and that's perhaps one of the areas where we're focusing on, our outreach to Africa, and in particular our country Nigeria. And truly, I want to seize this opportunity to also extend invitation to groups and individuals who feel there is the need for us to further highlight what we are doing in terms of our outreach to to organizations and as well as groups with such mindset, because 2030 is close by. We're almost there, and so we can't run away from those goals. So we could begin to also ask ourselves, no matter the efforts that we have wasted, we could still do a thing or two as 2030 approaches.
A network of health and health supporting individuals from all the continents around the world, but we focus more on low and middle income countries, especially sub-Saharan Africa. Today, we are at the United Nations to close a 3-day exciting session with the Bridging Development Gaps organization on the collaborative leadership and the Sustainable Development Goals. We have brought together colleagues from different parts of Africa, but more so a huge delegation from our big brother of Africa, the Nigerian delegation. And we are honored to have His Excellency, the Ambassador to the United Nations for Nigeria in Geneva, who gave us a very wise and broad opening ceremony embracing the challenges we face in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, especially as regards to health and a broad base of the goals. We are very much appreciative of the presence of his ambassador and the wise words of wisdom he gave us, very encouraging to us, the diaspora here, as well as the huge delegation from Nigeria that came to grace the occasion. And indeed, we have had a wide-ranging discussion on leadership potentials and the different projects we are doing, the leadership challenges we face, and also the ways we can overcome these challenges. And we are very happy that as Africans in the diaspora and everywhere else, we are joining hands to help our countries and continents of origin. And it's been a wonderful discussion, and we've come out to communicate very soon on the next steps of the way forward, especially holding hands together as Africans. Because as we said, as Africans, if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, we go together as a team. And indeed, together we can make it happen. So together we can make sure that we achieve the Sustainable Development Goals despite the huge challenges we are facing. Challenges are meant to be overcome, and these SDGs challenges are no exception. So therefore, we're very happy that we have the Diaspora TV with us here, and they have come to cover the occasion. As we say, with the huge wave of diaspora support, there's a lot we can give out to our countries and continents of origin. And I'm always there as head of AMREN with all my executive in all the continents around the world. So we reach out to every low and middle income country, Asia, Africa, and everywhere else. It's our passion to help, to put our resources where our passion lies. And with that, I thank very much everyone, and we look forward to further collaboration in strengthening diaspora engagements in all the communities around the globe.
I am Mrs. Uzezi Judith Yabode. I want to give you my story. 1,500, I moved to 7,000. 7,000, I moved to my first 1 million.
Wow.
God bless.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Zezi. I think that's definitely more than a round of applause. And I know that there's so many more stories within this room of how this has replicated and how NAFAO has helped.
Moana NGO is humanitarian in nature, is non-governmental, is not for profit. It addresses a need in society, relies on donations, involved in advocacy. It is born out of a passion to give back to society.
If you forget who you are, then you don't have any basis to build anything. But we are Africans, and don't ever forget that.
You know that women are very passionate in whatever they are doing. Women they have compassion, and they know how to manage funds and resources.
We can here in Switzerland bring something vital to Nigeria.
Taking poverty out of the streets, because once you train a child, you train a community. I mean, we'll go far.
The United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, as SDGs, represent a shared vision for a better world. It is our responsibility.
We need the governments to help us. Even financing or anything we want to do, we need government assistance.
That God will continue to bless her. Amen.